When we think about strength training, we often see a gym, dumbbells, medicine balls, even fitness machines. But I want to change that concept and idea of what we think strength training traditionally is and let you know it can be done on the reformer. So the reformer offers so much. So I always will tell people it's taking a vertical cable machine and then lying it down horizontal. And if you think about that, you can start translating a lot of really great exercises. Now, if you've done the wheel, that little wheel with the handles on it, and you've kneeled and you've done the rollouts, that can be done similarly on the reformer. And actually, it's much safer. Whether your feet are down on the gray strip or whether they're on the foot bar, there's some really great options. And we're going to use that in this strength flow today. Now, I'm going to go over some basic flows, starting with a tendon stretch series, giving you some options flowing into both uh, using straps or a standing reverse lunge series, back splits. And then we're going to take it onto the floor. So this is going to be a little longer flow than what we've been doing generally in my past flows. I like to start with 3 components. Then I like to build on them. Now, for me, I have ADHD, so I'm all over the place. So what I need to do is start simple. Pick 3 basic moves, get those down, build on them. And today I'm going to show you how some of the body transitions can change when you do this, so your flows are not always identical. So let's get started. We've done dips at the gym. So I'm going to basically let you know what we're going to do and translate. So when we do dips at the gym, we're going to start there. Then in tendon stretch series, we have the option of doing, it's kind of like some straight-legged bridges, hip bridges in the gym. And it's another exercise that's great doing on the mat. So I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about when we get going. Then we're going to flow into some shoulder presses, some inverted squats, and some tricep. I think they're called tricep presses or uh, suicide push-ups, something like that. I don't know. They're pretty crazy. Now, I've already preset the straps. I've crossed the straps. So they're there if I want to use them. And I'll show you both the body transitions after we're done with the basic flow, giving you the option to do some back split series or some kneeling series. Now, in the kneeling series, you're going to be far away from the shoulder rest. So this is more of an advanced variation. This flow can be done. Of course, the straps need to be on the pegs instead of here with a short box. And in a lot of my flows, anytime you're on the machine and you have wrist issues or any arthritis in the hands, I always will translate it into a variation of forearms on the box instead of hands on the carriage. But you have to be very careful with stability in the box. So let's keep on point. I'm going to break this down. It's traditionally, I'm going to do it on a red spring. I've seen it done with a foot bar a little lower. And with longer limb length, absolutely, because you're going to hit the back of the carriage if your foot bar is too high. For me, this works fine for what I'm doing today, and you might find if you're 5'10" and under, which I'm on a good day 5'9" and a half, you'll find that this position for your reformer is about right. So my preference is underhand. Actually, I guess that would be considered overhand. I always get it backwards because I think about a pull-up, a chin-up. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, like on a pommel horse, where the gymnast is holding themselves up, I'm just going to think about that. It's a lot of shoulders and lats. I want to really prevent tail tuck. So I want to try to find the neutral spine, that extension, pushing out lightly, slowly bending the elbows, dropping down into a dip. And I'm going to show you 2 only. You can add 3 to 5. And then I'm going to exhale as I lift up into that tendon stretch position. As I press out, I'm going to reach one leg up, back down, repeat on the other leg, back down, come all the way up, slowly walk your hands down, one at a time, come to a crouch position, press out and bring both feet up. We are going to start by bending the knees, pressing out, lowering to the elbows and back up, bending the knees again, press out, lower to the elbows, come up, bend the knees, press out, drop down, press arms, bend knees, straighten legs, press arms, bend knees. Now here's the transition. Noticing where I put the knee, I brought it in fairly far, bring it down, come up, grab your straps, and you can do some arm presses out. You can transition to the short loops and do some arm presses. Sit back in the hips, back up, arms, and arms with hip flexion. Then you can build onto that by going into a side kneeling lunge position. So that's the transition when you're going to go from that last plank series into a kneeling arm series with the straps. So I'll show you that again where the transition goes into some back splits variations. It's very challenging to teach this slow and talk it through it, so I'm excited to have this opportunity. So we're going to start with the bench dips. Up to a tendon stretch position. Back to tendon stretch. Both feet on. Find that balance. Hands on, feet on. Drop down, bend knees. Drop down, press up, bend knees. Press out, lower down, bend knees, arm press. Bend knees, arm press. Knee on, hands on, up. Going into a more side single arm variation. Back down. Reverse. Single arm variation. Back down and rest. So whether you're going to flow that original strength series into either straps or you want to do a lunge series, it's a very nice complement. Now, try your best to do all the different variations, see what feels good. If you're doing this in a group class setting, watch your students how they manage this. Now, the original flow is designed for strength with a single leg. If your students have super tight hamstrings and they don't have the ability to do that more advanced series, I would start knees bent, soft, elbows, elbows, close the carriage, and lift up, press out, bend the knees, lift up, press out. That will allow them to access that movement better versus restricting their movement due to tight hamstrings. So try that out as a variation. Now, whether we're going to do the lunge series or whether we're going to do the cross strap, I'm going to show you the flow that gets your students on the floor so you can keep building onto this. Okay, let me make sure my hands are nice and dry. Nice and tall through the spine. Neutral spine, abs are in. Dips. I'm going to show you the bent knee variation with both legs on. And then finish with the balance. Walking hands, going down to the gray strip instead of the foot bar as a variation. Takes a load out of the shoulders. Down. Breaking the movements down. Coming up, grabbing straps, pulling out. Short loops. Adding hip extension. Posting one strap. And going into a standing series. This is really great strength for me. Turning, using my hand as a spot on the shoulder rest, or taking it completely away if I want to work some super strength. Step into the, and go into lower extremities. If I want to add a little reverse lunge. So it is limitless. Play around with that flow. Learn to build on it with a transition off the reformer. And what you'll probably want to do is see where that flow takes you from the beginning, how you want to transition on the floor. Look at my other flows or some of the floor exercises. And remember, to make it easy on the website, you want to go to the upper right-hand corner. There's a magnifying glass. If you type in the word flow, all of the flows will come up. If you type in the word strength, anything that has a tag or the word strength in it will come up. If you want to do floor exercises, type in floor exercises. If you want durations, type in 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. And those are how they're broken down into time frames. I've had quite a few people saying, I'm confused how to do it, where to find things. And instead of having so much on the website that's confusing, I try to keep it streamlined and then let you use the magnifying glass to figure that out. So hopefully that helps. And don't forget, I love comments. For all of you that are leaving me comments, please keep them coming. I do read them all, even though I don't get a chance to respond. I take notes. Anytime you guys do stuff or ask or request, I'll definitely get back to you. This was a request from somebody that wanted a strength flow and wanted to see how I can make a couple different transition options. So please keep the comments coming. Either send them, put them in the comment section, or if you can just send them privately in email if you want to keep it off the main site. Thanks for watching and enjoy trying these out.